The smallest country in the world is Vatican City with a land area of just 0.44 square kilometers and a population of around 1,000 people. But did you know that there are even smaller countries out there? One country has a total population of less than 30 people, which is less than a classroom in my kid's school. The world is a big place, but some countries are very small, but even these small countries have a lot to offer the world. Today, we're gonna take a look at the 10 smallest countries in the world with the world's most astonishing. Let's go. Number 10, Republic of Malta. Malta, a republic in the Mediterranean Sea, has a total area of 316 square kilometers, of which Malta Island accounts for 2/3. Despite its small size, Malta is located at a crossroads of sea transportation between Europe, Asia, and Africa. It is 90 kilometers from Sicily, Italy, and 300 kilometers from the African continent. It is a sea bridge connecting the two continents. Therefore, Malta is also known as the heart of the Mediterranean. The total population of the country is 515,000, and the vast majority of people are Catholic. The official languages are English and Maltese. Its capital, Valletta, is a modern city with a lingering ancient feel. The city has many fine Victorian buildings and cobblestone streets. There's also the Grand Court, a famous ancient monument built in 1623. This was once a strong fortress for the Maltese people to resist foreign aggression. After independence, part of the Grand Court was used as the presidential palace, and the rest was turned into a park. Tourism is the main industry of Malta Island. The number of tourists each year is equivalent to 3 times the population of the country. Tourism revenue accounts for about 30% of GDP. This is a small island bathed in the sun. It is sunny and warm all year round. Even in the coldest winter, you don't need to wear a sweater. And it's so small that you can circle the island in half a day by bus. It is very suitable for short trips. Number 9, Maldives. Maldives is a group of islands in the Indian Ocean located about 600 kilometers from southern India and 750 kilometers from southwestern Sri Lanka. The country has a total area of 115,300 square kilometers with a land area of 298 square kilometers and a population of 557,000. Maldives is made up of 26 natural atolls and 1192 coral islands, spread across an area of 90,000 square kilometers. About 200 of the islands are inhabited. The average island size is 1-2 square kilometers, and the terrain is low-lying with an average elevation of 1.2 meters. Maldives is one of the largest countries in the world in terms of coral reef coverage. The island's coral reef area is 5 of the world's coral reef area. The vast ocean, beautiful islands, and rich marine resources combined with white sand, blue skies, and sunshine create a magical and charming natural landscape. The country's favorable geographical conditions and unique island scenery have laid a solid foundation for Maldives' tourism industry. Maldives began to develop tourism in the 1970s. Tourism revenue has accounted for 25-30% of GDP for many years and is the country's main source of income. Number 8, St. Kitts and Nevis, a Caribbean union. St. Kitts and Nevis may sound like 2 countries, but it's actually 2 islands that formed a union. One island is called St. Kitts and the other is called Nevis. In 1493, Christopher Columbus landed on St. Kitts during his second voyage. He named the island after his patron saint, St. Christopher. Columbus also discovered another small island nearby. He thought the island looked like a mountain with snow on top, so he named it Nevis, which means snow in Spanish. Before independence, both islands were British colonies. Perhaps because they were both under British rule, the people of the 2 islands decided to merge into one independent country. That's how St. Kitts and Nevis came to be. The Federal Republic has a land area of 267 square kilometers. St. Kitts and Nevis is 76.78 the size of the United States. St. Kitts is 174 square kilometers and Nevis is 93 square kilometers. Nevis is located 3 kilometers southeast of St. Kitts. Both islands are volcanic. The interior of the islands is covered in lush jungles and several rivers that flow to the sea. Most of the people live in coastal areas. As a small island country with a small population, tourism is the main industry in St. Kitts and Nevis. But in addition to tourism revenue, St. Kitts and Nevis also has a well-known source of foreign exchange, citizenship by investment. The program offers investors the opportunity to obtain St. Kitts and Nevis citizenship in exchange for a significant investment in the country. This program provides St. Kitts with a steady source of revenue. St. Kitts and Nevis passports are visa-free or visa on arrival in over 150 countries and territories, including the European Union, Schengen countries, Commonwealth countries, and the Caribbean community. This is why they're often referred to as passports of kings. Number 7, Marshall Islands. Marshall Islands is located in the Micronesian region of the Central Pacific Ocean. It's made up of 1225 islands and atolls, which are divided into 2 chains, the Rataki Sunrise Islands to the east and the Raulik Unset Islands to the west. The 2 chains are separated by about 208 kilometers. The vast majority of the population lives in the capital Majuro and on Ibai Island in the Kewe-Jalin Atoll. In 2017, the population of Marshall Islands was only 54,300. Marshall Islands has excellent air transportation infrastructure. Current international flights connect the country to Hawaii to the west, Fiji, Australia, and New Zealand to the south, and Saipan, Guam, and Tokyo to the east. This makes travel and tourism very convenient. Marshall Islands has a beautiful natural environment and is known as the Black Pearl of the South Pacific. It's far from the hustle and bustle of cities, and there's no industrial pollution. The air is fresh and clean, and the body and mind are refreshed. The azure sea, the crystal clear sand beaches, and the lush coconut trees everywhere make you feel relaxed and happy. This country has preserved many of the unique customs and traditions of the Pacific Islanders. For example, the indigenous people of Marshall Islands have a tattooing custom. When tattooing, a solemn sacrificial ceremony must be held. They believe that tattooing is a sacred act because it was passed down by the 2 tattoo gods, Liad and Rannan. During the tattoo ceremony, people hold offerings, sing prayer songs, and dance religious dances. The scene is very lively. If you have time, you must go to the scene to experience it. Number 6, Liechtenstein. Liechtenstein, the 6th most visited country in the world, is a landlocked country located in the Alps and the Rhine Valley. It is bordered by Switzerland to the west and Austria to the east. Liechtenstein has a land area of 160 square kilometers. Liechtenstein's territory was once part of the Roman Empire's Rhede province. In January 1719, the Holy Roman Emperor Charles V merged the Schellenberg estate with the county of Vaduz to form an independent principality, which he named Liechtenstein. During the Napoleonic Wars from 1800 to 1815, Liechtenstein was invaded by France, the First French Empire, and the Russian Empire. In 1806, Liechtenstein became a sovereign state, but it did not formally gain independence until 1866. These turbulent times have helped to shape the country's rich customs and traditions, as well as its stunning art treasures. Liechtenstein is home to numerous museums, including the Art Museum, the National Museum, and the International Ski Federation Museum, making it a great destination for art lovers. And in addition, the country's many festivals and world-class cuisine offer something for everyone who loves culture, art, and food. From the cultural center of the country to the Alps, it's just a matter of minutes. The pristine and elegant mountain scenery is a paradise for hikers, bikers, and mountain bikers. The lush alpine forest and protected areas offer a variety of spiritual and imaginative sightseeing experiences that attract thousands of visitors from all over the world. Number 5, San Marino. Have you ever heard of the smallest country in Europe? It's called San Marino, and it's a fascinating place. San Marino is a microstate located entirely within Italy, about 200 kilometers north of Rome. It's the 3rd smallest country in Europe, with a land area of just 61.16 square kilometers and a population of about 30,000 people. But don't let its size fool you. San Marino is a country with a rich history and culture. It's also one of the wealthiest countries in the world, with a per capita GDP that is higher than that of the United States. San Marino was founded in 301, by a Christian stonemason named Marinus, who fled Roman persecution. At that time, the area was still legally part of the Roman Empire. In 1243, San Marino became the first republic in the world to establish a system of government by 2 joint captains regent. It joined the United Nations in 1992 and is the least populous member of the Council of Europe. Despite its small size, San Marino is a popular tourist destination. The country is home to a number of historical sites, including the 3 towers of San Marino, which are a UNESCO World Heritage Site. San Marino is a truly unique country with a lot to offer visitors. It's a great place to learn about history, culture, and the good life. Number 4, Tuvalu. Tuvalu is a small island country in the South Pacific Ocean, south of Australia. It is made up of 9 coral atolls with a total land area of just 26 square kilometers, making it the 2nd smallest country in the world by land area. In 1568, Spanish explorer Alvaro de Deneira discovered the island of Nukuto, which was later followed by the discovery of the other islands. The name Tuvalu, meaning 8 islands, was given to the country because 8 of the atolls are inhabited. Tuvalu is a poor country with a low standard of living. The land is infertile and can only support a limited number of plants. The country has few natural resources, and there is almost no industry. Tuvalu is a developing country with a GDP per capita of $2,000. Tuvalu is also one of the most vulnerable countries to climate change. The country's highest point is only 4 meters above sea level, and rising sea levels caused by climate change are a major threat to Tuvalu. According to current projections, more than half of Tuvalu's land area could be submerged by 2070. Number 3, Nauru. Nauru is located in the Central Pacific Ocean, about 42 kilometers south of the equator. It is a tiny island nation consisting of separate coral reefs. The island is 6 kilometers long and 4 kilometers wide with an area of 21.1 square kilometers. Although water is scarce, Nauru is rich in minerals. Over the millennia, countless seabirds have come to inhabit the island, leaving behind a huge amount of bird droppings. Over the years, these droppings have chemically changed into a layer of high-quality fertilizer up to 10 meters thick, known as phosphate. This layer covers 3/5 of the island deck. Exporting phosphate to Australia and New Zealand is Nauru's main source of income. Number 2, Monaco. Monaco is a tiny country located in the southwest of Europe. It is surrounded by France on 3 sides and bordered by the Mediterranean Sea on the south. The total area is 2.8 square kilometers, of which about 0.5 square kilometers are reclaimed land. The coastline is 4.86 kilometers long. As of December 2021, the total population is 39,150, of which 9,611 are Monegasque citizens. The official language is French. The government of Monaco has adopted a diversified, high value added, and non-polluting economic development policy. Among them, the financial industry is the most outstanding. In addition, the real estate, advertising, insurance, consulting, trade, and service industries are all developing rapidly. Monaco has a developed economy and a high standard of living. The per capita GDP is 69,380 euros, which is among the highest in the world. In addition to being a financial hub, Monaco is also a popular tourist destination in Europe. The tourism industry is also one of its pillar industries. People who live here must be very happy. Number 1, Vatican. Vatican City is a tiny country located on a hill in northwest Rome, Italy. It is the smallest country in the world with a land area of only 0.44 square kilometers. As of June 2022, Vatican City has a population of 618, mostly Italian. This country is known for its rich culture. Vatican Library is world-renowned for its vast collection of books and manuscripts. Vatican museums are one of the most famous museums in the world, housing a vast collection of art and antiquities. The museums receive over 5 million visitors each year. You may not believe it, but this tiny country also has its own currency called the Vatican coin. This currency is issued by the Vatican Bank, but the annual mintage is very small. This is because most foreign visitors bring the coins home as souvenirs. The coins are actually used as currency by Vatican citizens. Of course, the most popular attraction in Vatican City is St. Peter's Basilica. This iconic building has a history of over 500 years. It took nearly 70 years to build, and it covers an area of over 20,000 square meters. St. Peter's Basilica can accommodate up to 60,000 people. Beyond first place, Principality of Sealand. Besides the well-known Vatican, there's actually another quirky little country in the world that not many people know about. It's called the Principality of Sealand. The Principality of Sealand is located about 9.6 kilometers off the coast of Suffolk, England. To the average tourist, it looks like nothing more than an old oil rig. But in reality, it's a self-proclaimed micronation that is not recognized by any other country. This tiny country with a land area of just 0.4 square kilometers has a fully functioning hereditary monarchy and a permanent population of up to 5 people. It was founded by Paddy Roy Bates, who after World War II snuck onto the platform as British troops were withdrawing and declared himself king. Because the country has no resources, no industries, and not even running water or electricity, Bates started selling knighthoods for PS30 to help support his kingdom. For just PS30, you could become a Knight of Sealand. In 2007, the Bates family, unable to support the country's expenses, offered to sell the entire country for PS65 million. However, they have yet to find a buyer. Okay, that's all for this episode. Which of these 11 micronations left the biggest impression on you? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.